You can only control your own actions, not the actions of anybody else. Yo, I want to share a concept with you that has helped me, over a decade of running creative agencies and working with hundreds of creatives. This is something that took me a little bit to learn, and now is something that I implement day to day in almost everything that I do. The subject is around trusting other people, particularly when they screw you over. Now, I was at a 7-year-old's birthday party on the weekend. I know this is unrelated, but bear with me. As of these things, you stand around, and I was talking to a bunch of other dads. We're around the fire, having a barbecue, and we're talking business. And there was another dad there that runs a local concrete business. And it's funny how even something like building and construction can have really parallel things to creative businesses and creative work. But he asked me, hey, how do you deal with things when you train up another employee, you give them keys to certain things in your company, and then they go off on their own and they approach clients on the side and take your business? How do you deal with that? It immediately flashed me back to the first year that I was starting out. We had a lot of momentum, a lot of drive, a lot of good things were happening to us in the industry. And I had one employee that I found out was going behind my back. And so I'd go and meet with clients to pitch new work. This was a full-time employee. He would find out what meetings I was attending and then go and approach the clients after me and pitch them the same services that he did for me full-time. It was an out-on-the-road job. He would pitch it to them cheaper. And then what he would do is he was also in charge of hiring staff for my company. So I'd put ads out, I'd shortlist and do a pre-interview on the people that I wanted to check personality and culture matches. I'd pass them to him to do final interviews, and I would get sussed that none of these people were coming on board. What he was doing was hiring these good people separately for his side company, getting the connections from my business. While I paid him a full-time wage, he was going around my back and doing the work on the side of clients that he stole from the pitches by quoting them 50% of what we were charging. It was diabolical. So when I found out about this, I wanted to rip his fucking head off. I wanted to get very violent. Again, because I cared about my team, I cared about the work we were doing. And it was so low and just scum-worthy that I couldn't fathom it. Got rid of him, sent a message to the rest of the team. I found out suddenly I was looking at all my other stuff because this was a stab in the back that I hadn't seen coming. I genuinely thought it was a good dude, but he stabbed me in the back. There's no two ways about it. And I called myself looking at the other team going, who's gonna fucking stab me in the back next? And I had that thing where I was like, I could have been really cagey. And this guy in his concrete business, he'd train people and they'd go off. So you go, well, why am I giving them all this information? Why am I nurturing them when they're gonna fuck me over? Luckily, I called myself. There was a fork in the road and I went, you know what? I can get really emotional and tied up with this and paranoid that everyone's gonna fuck me over and then not trust anybody. Or, which is thankfully the road I went down, you know what? I still have integrity in this situation. I didn't do anything wrong by this guy, by his own admission. What I'm gonna continue to do is trust people and love on people. I'm gonna assume the best out of people until they show me who they really are, if that is a negative thing. For me, it's like, yeah, okay, I could eat myself away by being paranoid and not trust anybody, or I can just project light and say, this is me, I'm gonna trust you. If you fuck me over, that's whatever you do, okay? I can't control that. You can't control people. If they wanna do that, they're gonna do it. If they show me that that's the kind of person they are, I'll say, cool, that's the kind of person you are, fuck off, leave. But I'm gonna trust first, and I'm gonna assume the best first. And I can't control their actions, but I can control mine. I can make sure that I treat people the right way. I can make sure that I have honor and integrity, because I think that way, no matter what happens, I'm true to myself, I'm true to my actions. And I found that from that point on, not that it's happened to that extent since really, but yeah, there's no point being emotional about it. I don't take any of that stuff on. That's just who they are in that chapter of their life. I've learned the lessons from it and I trust first. And I also think as a side effect of that, I need my team to trust me. They come to work, they need to trust me to look after their careers and their jobs and their family and their projection in life, I need them to trust me that I'm gonna do the best by them. And funny thing about trust and a lot of other stuff, I can't expect that if I don't give it, Trust, love, respect. These are things that you can't transfer that onto someone that you don't have. So if I'm expecting that back, I've got to trust them first. And thankfully, for me, that's worked out perfectly since. So I think from a business point of view, there is the really boring technical thing, which is get good contracts, okay? I paid a creative lawyer to actually come up with the contracts for my staff that somewhat protect me from the client stealing side of things, from the intellectual property side of things and the copyright of stuff of what we do. I think that's really important. Make sure that all that stuff gets signed properly when people come on board. But from a character and an integrity thing and my own mental health thing, just know that you can't control the actions of others. You can only control the actions of yours. If you set a good enough culture, then you'll find that the rest of the team even have a way of weeding that stuff out of each other, right? Because they see the value in it. Particularly if you structure the company in a way that it's a place where you would want to work at. Okay, guys, hopefully that helps. Keep trusting, keep loving onto people, keep creating, and I guarantee that the universe will bring that back to you in ways that you can't possibly imagine yet. Peace.